So the buffs and debuffs have finally been released by Axie Tech. So we can have a bubble, block 5 damage per stack, max 3 stacks, and turn into a bubble bomb upon reaching 3 stacks. Bubble bomb, next attack explodes and deals 20 damage to all enemies. And from, I think it was Jiho's or maybe Shade, where they had multiple stacks of bubble bombs. So keep that in mind, guys. Cleanser, each stack negates one debuff applied on the target. Pretty simple. Damage boost, finally a better understanding. The target has attack damage increased by 1 per stack, and this would go on for the whole battle. Feather, when Axie does an attack, consume all feather stacks to deal 2 bonus damage per stack and heal 2 HP per stack. Max 10 stacks. So that means you could have at least 20 bonus damage total and 20 heal. So this is curious because most of the time, or this could be a good combo for post fight where you lose 35 HP, I believe, but deal 100 damage. So with this, your bird could actually have more survivability. Fury, gain 1 energy when it transforms, deal double damage and last for 1 turn. So this is going to be the replacement for crit. Healing boost, increase healing card effects to this unit by 1 HP per stack. So it's similar to the damage boost. You always have this 1 HP and it stacks, guys. It stacks through the whole battle. Leaf, regenerate 5 HP at the end of your turn, max 5 stacks. And I believe this also does damage in one of the leaf cards. Meditate, meditate for 2 turns. If attacked while meditating, awake and gain 3 rage. If not, cleanse 1 debuff and gain 1 energy after effect ends. So this is the Meditate Beast card. Rage, damage is increased by 2 per rage stack, transforms into Fury form when it reaches 10 rage stack. Shield boost, the target has shield gain from cards increased by 1 per stack. So it's similar to the others, the attack and the HP bonus stacks. Stealth, the target cannot be targeted directly if it uses a card or removes stealth. So this card is for the potato leaf, and I believe it was barely used in Battles V2, but I could see it as a replacement for comps that do not have Taunt. Taunt, I believe, is going to be preferred, but if you can't have a comp that has Taunt, Stealth would be another option. So let's go on to the debuffs. Bleed. Whenever the target uses a card, it loses 15 HP. Now guys, keep in mind that most cards that have bleed do about 50 or 60 damage, and most of them have 4 turns of bleed. That means if you're to lose 15 HP per card and he uses about, let's say, even 1 card, multiply that by 4, that's 60. So the damage of the card plus the bleed, that's about 120 damage. That pretty much means you're using that's equivalent to a 2 energy card. That's a lot of damage. Death Mark. Whenever opponent plays an attack card, the target takes 13 damage per energy spent. This is like a lesser form of bleed. Because bleed, if you use a card, 15, it doesn't matter if it's an attack card or not. Death Mark, it only does 13 damage if you use an attack card. Disarmed, the target cannot use attack cards. Doubt, the target gains 20% less HP from healing, so compared to the Scarab before where you no heal at all. This only reduces it by 20%. Fear, whenever the target uses an attack card, shuffle a confused into its draw pile. This is huge. Because it goes to the draw pile, not the discard pile. So say you use this when the opponent only has 5 cards left on his draw pile, he's for sure going to pick up a confused card. And at the same time, how many attack cards would he be able to use, right? He may have to forgo a turn just so he doesn't get the confused. It's like a scale, right? Figure out which one would benefit you the most. Would you use an attack card? Would you damage the opponent, just draw confused, and then may possibly get messed up on the second round or the next round? Or just skip this round, mess up this round, and then have a better next round? Confusing. Fragile. The target gains 20% less shields from cards. So it's not like you're doing 20% more damage, um, just like in Battles V2. This time he'd be gaining 20% less. Heal block, target cannot be healed. Okay, so I'm pretty sure Scarab does doubt. I don't know what card does heal block. If you guys know, let me know in the comments down below. Hex, whenever the target uses a non-attack card, shuffle a confused into its draw pile. This is equivalent of fear, but for non-attack cards. So guys, if you could have both of these in your comp, this is really going to mess with your opponent. I think these two are really strong. Poison, at the start of its turn, the target loses 3 HP per stack, and stacks are reduced by 1, max 30 stacks. So instead of losing 2 HP per stack like in Battles V2, you now lose 3, but every end of the turn, you do lose 1 stack. It kind of balances it out. But hey, you get max 30 stacks. Silence, the target cannot use non-attack cards. Pretty straightforward. Sleep, the target cannot use cards. If it is attacked, remove sleep. So back then in battles, just comparing, right? Back then in Battles V2, if you're put to sleep, they would go through your shield. They would ignore your shield. But this time, it just puts them to sleep, like most games. Stunned, the target cannot perform any action. So instead of Battles V2 where you miss if you use a card, with Stunned, you can't do anything for 2 turns. Well, depends on the card, right? Some have 2 turns. Vulnerable, the target receives 20% more attack damage. Weak, the target deals 20% less attack damage. Alright, and then lastly, Taunt, the target is always targeted by enemies' attack abilities. Now, I'm very excited for Taunt, because back then we only had Eggshell, I believe, that had Taunt. Now we have multiple ways to do Taunt, and we also have multiple cards that could strengthen an Axie with Taunt. Pretty exciting thing. Let me know, guys, what you think or what combos you could build with knowing this information. See you guys next time.